Now, for the last few years, we've been amazed by Gen AI, and lately, we are even more amazed by agentic AI, the AI that doesn't just think or write, but take actions. I think for Vietnam, in order to achieve the high growth target, we need to transit from chatting with AI to build and create with AI. I'm going to be joined by a panel of panelists who have been taking these tools to the next step. So please give a big round of applause and welcome them on stage. Please welcome CEO of Qualcomm Vietnam, Laos and Cambodia, Thieu Phương Nam, Executive Director, Head of Digital Banking, UOB Vietnam, Dennis Tan, Founder and CEO of Sun Unitech and BMH AI, Bùi Mạnh Hùng. Thank you for the energy. We're heading toward some of the last panel discussions, so we need a lot of energy, and we're talking about technology. So, gentlemen, thank you for joining us, and I'll have the first questions to you. Where are we right now in the AI landscape? Anh Nam.
So, for us who work in the technology sector, this is definitely a very, very exciting time for Qualcomm, especially in Vietnam. So we are the global technology companies, and we are operating in more than 40 countries around the world. And we can see firsthand on how AI transform economies. And for us, Vietnam actually stand out as one of the most compelling and potential market in Southeast Asia. And because of a couple of reasons, Vietnam has a very good talent in AIs with a very good foundation in math and software. And the second, actually Vietnam is one of the fastest growing digital economy in the world. And the third one that really important is Vietnam government and enterprise has a very strong ambition in AI. So from that perspective, we think that AI actually is a big growth engine for Vietnam moving forward. And we are very optimistic. Actually, Vietnam become a very important site for Qualcomm. Last year, we opened a new AI research center in Vietnam. And Vietnam now is one of only 5 countries that we have AI's research centers. And our engineer here in Vietnam working on the most advanced AI technologies, generative AIs, AI agent development, machine learning, data scientists. And so we are quite optimistic about Vietnam, and I think AI represents a big, massive opportunity for Vietnam and the industry here.
So Dennis, in banking, where is AI making the biggest impact today, and what excites you the most?
You share from the banking point of view, right? So AI adoption is most advanced in, of course, area where value and output are clear and measurable. Okay, this area include risk management, operation, and customer service. Some example will be, fraud detection, transaction monitoring, eKYC, credit scoring, and also some AI-enabled customer service. In fact, these are already producing results. Okay, you can see that now banks are onboarding customer faster. Even account opening, you can open in a few minutes. You don't have to wait for days. And of course, banks now are better in protecting our customer. We are able to detect fraud faster. And of course, better customer service, more personalized service with our customer. This all help us lower operating costs. I think I just want to share one example, use of AI in credit decisioning for the wholesale segment. Most AI apply for retail segment, but this is a good example for retail wholesale segment. I call it the commercial banking B-score 2.0. This model actually, original intent is to predict non-performing loans with a 12-month horizon because you need to analyze the data, right? But this scope has since been expanded to able to detect risks like early sign of payment delay, And also the horizon has since shortened from 12 months to 9 months, which enable the bank to even do earlier intervention. Okay, this B-score utilized XGBoost algorithm and analyzed more than 3,000 data sources. This will effectively help us to point out where is the risk area, and then we take action accordingly. So the bank actually benefited a lot, right? And this is the impact that I'm sharing. And on top of that, it's also being recognized as the outstanding use of AI in credit decisioning, and I win the award in the Global Innovation Award just recently, 2025.
So you are excited about
Yes.
everything?
Yes.
No pressure at all? No like worry or risks or reserve?
Risk, of course, I would not say it's risk, I would say barrier,
Barrier.
right? So I can share some example from the banking world. I think this is also applicable for the industry. In order to scale AI correctly and in a responsible way, data is very important, right? You need to think about the quality of data. Is it complete? Is it consistent? Is it accurate? Right? You also need to think about the integration. As you know, banks still use legacy system. They are not all in the cloud yet, right? So these are some barriers where we are unable to scale AI. The other one will be talent. I think Mr. Nam here also share, right? To scale AI, you need talent. Not only just data scientists, but also especially, model risk management, validation, and oversight talent, which now demand outserve supply. And more importantly for banking, I think is accountability and explainability. Any decision that cannot be explained to internal stakeholder, risk team, customer, and regulator, we will not proceed with that. This is what I can say in terms of barrier.
Right. Moving to home. Where is AI making the biggest impact when it comes to, learners' experience? Or are we using it to do something like repetitive work, like admin?
Thank you for the question. And I think this has a lot to do with what you and Mr. Dennis just mentioned with banking. There are a lot of, potentials there, but in education, there are also a lot of risks. And actually, in education, I think it's the area where AI has raised a lot of questions, and also ethical ones too, because right now there are students who are using tools like ChatGPT and Gemini just to solve their homework. They are not using them as a tool for education. But AI is a tool, and like any tool, if you know how to wield it right, if you know how to use it and for what kind of purposes, then it will be a force for good. It's like a knife, actually. In the right hands, it can create delicious dishes. It can help surgeons perform surgeries to save lives. But in the wrong hands, the same knife can be a tool for killing, for criminal activities. So in education, I think that right now we are moving in the right path. I think that there's a lot of potentials for students to use AI as a tool for learning, because right now a big problem in the Vietnamese education is that we are focusing on rote memorization. With the tools of AI, we can actually foster creative thinking and analytical thinking. We can let the students understand the subject matters more deeply and learn how to go from a theorem to how to actually derive the solution and understand that on a deeper level and develop their own ability to problem solving. And also, Vietnam is a huge country, and the ratio of students to teacher right now is 25:1. It's really hard to provide personalized education that suits each one of those students. And I think AI has a great potential to bridge that gap and to provide personalized education that suits each and every single one of those 25 million students in this era.
Right, let's move this conversation a little bit toward the audience today, because we asked them to join the live poll and they've been voting. Which group is winning the AI race in terms of actual investment and use? And I think that we have a glimpse of the result. A lot of you voted for large corporations, and other options are mid-sized and small and medium-sized enterprises. I think that this is the data that we received We have for McKinsey Global Survey. They did it last year, and the results said that definitely large corporation has the advantage. So coming back to Nam, and Nam, the cost is high, so not all small and medium-sized enterprises can overcome the barrier of finance. So do you have anything to share about this, and what can we do to address this problem?
Right. So I think we are still in a very early stage of AI adoption. So now it's 2026, and it's about 3 years since the ChatGPT moment, and since then we see a small explosion of innovation, and AI continues to evolve. So the model is getting better, and so for us, we start to, as a big enterprise that are operating globally, so we start to adopt AI in a large scale, and we still try to measure the impact of using AI in our operation to reduce the cost. And for us at Qualcomm, a few areas that we think that AI is really helpful. Because at a engineering-driven companies, we drive a lot of software. And AI is now we give the tool to our software engineer to talk to AI models, and AI model can help to generate a lot of code. And another area that we apply AI is the chip design, because we're building the chip based on the blocks of IPs, similar to you put the Lego together. And so that is the thing that AI can also help our engineer to improve the productivities and help us to reduce the span, and also help us to have a faster time to market. And it's very important in the chip industry. And the third one, I think AI is very helpful, is to help in the customer service. Because in the past we have engineers to provide support to our customer in the development phase, but now AI can do all that for us. So we start to see a very big impact of AI in operation at the big enterprise. So now back to your question on the challenge, especially for small and medium businesses on the cost. And yes, this is a very good question. And the challenge is not specific to Vietnam, not unique to Vietnam. Around the world, investing in AI is quite expensive. You need to invest in computing infrastructure. You need to invest in training the large language models, and that's require a lot of resources. But I think for Vietnam as an emerging market, we don't need to take on the burden of the investment in AI infrastructure by ourselves. So we can get access to the scalable platform and then build your application on top of that. And for Qualcomm, actually our vision is AI will move from the cloud to the device, to the edge. And so it's like computing. So started on the cloud and then move to the device.
So edge AI.
Edge AI, AI on device. And when you run AI on the device, it's a free, right? Because if the model get better, so the model can run on your smartphone, that's a free for you. And so I think that's another kind of solution that I think small and medium business can consider. And for us, this is a very favorite topic within Qualcomm, and we invest a lot in AI at the edge, AI on device, to help optimize the model so that it can run effectively on the device like smartphone.
For Dennis, what rules do you follow in order to make sure that UOB is not just chasing the trend of applying AI, but to make sure that it's practical?
Okay, maybe I first started with talking about UOB Business Outlook Study 2026. It exactly showed the same thing, right? A lot of corporate are adopting AI faster, SME are lagging behind. So what I think the bank can do is to really provide financing that's normal, and also connect them to the right ecosystem. In UOB, we have what we call that a UOB FinLab AI Ready program, where we connect SME to practitioner, where they can really talk to these people and then learn from them. We also introduce them ready to deploy AI tools, and also, of course, connect to all the trusted tech partners so that they can work with the right people at the right time at the right cost. And also training, right? Important for us to connect to some reputable university, Ms. Han, education system to train the required resources to scale up for those laggers. Talking about training, right? In UOB, we also need to understand that when you adopt AI, there's always a fear that will AI replace human, but we don't agree with that, lah. Okay, we think that AI reshape the role as AI now are embedded in the daily work process. It is the role is evolving alongside with it. So I think the key is to really train them in addition to whatever they know in terms of product and process. We need to train them in AI literacy and the way to use the tool so that it becomes their way of life. Training should be continuous. It's a lifelong kind of training so that they are comfortable with the evolving change in AI and then work accordingly.
For whom, I think that coming back with education, the role of an engineer, Vietnamese engineer working at Qualcomm will be different with AI. The role of a banker at UOB will be different. So how can the school keep up?
That is a very interesting question. And it relates to I think, which is the core problem of education right now. Right now, for Vietnam, for instance, we have 25 million students. And all of those students are going through the same curriculum. They are all learning the same materials. They do the same practice tests. And they all try to achieve the same things and just do kind of like a one-size-fits-all approach. Whereas each and every one of us, we have different kinds of intelligence. We have different methods of learning. Some prefer auditory, some prefer visuals. And so I think with education, we can do a lot better than that. With education, we can provide customized learning for the children so that they can learn the subjects on their own terms in the ways that best fit their situations, that best fits their talents. And also, in a changing market like this, for Qualcomm or for UOB in the engineering industry or in the banking industry, the skill sets will always be changing. One day you may be learning these kind of skill set. Another day there will be new tools, new technologies that you have to adapt to. So I think that with education, what we need to do right now is that we have to do personalization to make sure that everyone gets the customized education that they need, and also for it to be adaptive so that they can learn what they need in real time, so that they can be best prepared for whatever is waiting for them in the industry.
So coming back with the concept of resilience. Okay, so I want to wrap this panel with just one question. What is the one thing that we must do urgently to make sure that we don't fall back in this AI wave? And you decide who goes first.
So for me, I think investing in skill is important for Vietnam. And we don't have long windows to do that. And so I think that's very important for us. And
my view will be close the readiness gap, and every one of us, all stakeholders, should work together, collaborate, and improve the training, build the talent pipeline, finance, so that Vietnam is ready to benefit rather than just few large corporates that are benefiting.
For me, it is indeed about the planning and also about the actions, because AI is, like I have said previously, AI is a very powerful tool, but because it is a tool, we need to understand what it can do, what it cannot do. We also have to understand what our problems are in each of our specific sectors and whether or not those problems require AI as a solution. And if those problems do require AI as a solution, then how do we best apply AI in this specific scenario? How we can leverage the tech stack, how we can leverage the people, how we can build out a system that is sustainable and working and effective, and not just applying AI for the sake of AI.
Thank you so much.